Welcome to Tara Talking, the podcast that's named after the blog that's just me, telling stories to offer help, healing, and hope as you journey into your passionate, purposeful, and prosperous life. Thanks for coming along on the ride, and now on to today's topic. So, I titled this video, "What Are You Growing Through?" And that's kind of a play on words of the group title, which is Grow with the Flow, which is speaking to the fact that we all go through some stuff in life, and it's always about, are you letting it challenge you and staying stuck, or are you letting it change you? Are you allowing these things that come up in life, good or bad, to change you into the kind of person who it is that you're wanting to become, to living the life that you want to live, not lose. Clearly the coffee hasn't kicked in. I should take a drink. I should drink some more. Are you moving towards that life that you want to be living? And I think if you're in this group, there's a part of you that probably identifies with this, because this was my story. And I know that I tend to attract around me people who on some level have similar issues. We're all kind of, in that same circle of growing and feeling through things. And if you are live on this, and you have things to say or have challenges that you want to talk through, whatever, interact with me. It's totally okay. Also, there is a delay in the comments. So if I read your comment and you actually typed it like 4 minutes ago, then thank you, Facebook. But yeah, if you're here and you're watching, then let's talk about this. But I think for women, because I know that I forgot this, I think so many of us forget this fact that we are actually able to start making things happen in our lives. And we are told that that's not really how it goes, that you're always waiting for something else or someone else or some other activity or event or big thing to happen before we get to live the life that we want. And I talk about this concept a lot, living the life you've always imagined, living the life of your dreams, living life on your terms. And a large part of where that came from for me was because in my marriage, I never really felt like I had that ability. I always felt like I was waiting for someone else to make the decisions for me, for something else to happen. And when that thing happened and it was good, then I would get to be allowed to move into the next level of life. And yet all that continued to happen was stuff happening to me. And again, another concept I talk about a lot is this idea that life is always happening to you and not for you, not for your good, not for your benefit. And we get so wrapped up in our victimhood with that, in this thing happened again and that set me back. Now I feel this and this is happening. Now this happened to me and oh my gosh, when is this flow of really negative stuff going to stop happening to me? And I'll let you in on a secret. It will stop happening to you the second you decide to make it be about what's happening to you and start looking at it as what is happening for you. How are you going to let some of these things change you? Make it so that your life is better. And some of that is just simply shifting your mindset into, okay, what am I going to learn out of this? What if this sharp left turn actually ends up being a shortcut to where I'm going? It doesn't seem like I'm on the right road. Excuse me, what if I get there faster? Raise your hand if that's ever happened to you. If you've ever been following Google Maps, GPS, and it looks like you're supposed to be on this road, or maybe you've even been to your destination and you vaguely remember that you're supposed to take this turn off the freeway, not that turn. And yet, the lady's squawking in your ear, turn left here, turn left now. In 2 miles, make a left turn. And you're like, I don't think that's how it's supposed to go. And I'm pretty sure that I know more than you. But for whatever reason, sometimes you choose to follow the random left turn. And it turns out that what Google Lady is trying to help you do is avoid a 5-hour backup on the road that you think you're supposed to be on. So even though it seemed wrong at the time, and even though it's like, she's taking me 20 minutes out of my way, she ended up saving you time and getting you to where you needed to go. And that's how our own internal soul guidance really can be for us when we start to tune into it. When we stop hearing everyone else's voice and we stop being so, this is my wound, stubbornly independent, thinking that I know more, that I know better out of my egoic sense of fear. And I allow myself to feel into, okay, let's see what adventure this detour takes us on. Let's see what can show up for us in this. Let's see what good can come out of this. This very recently came up for me with Carissa, my 16-year-old, and her car accident that happened at the beginning of August. 1 month ago today, actually. And there was a part of me that wanted so badly when this car accident happened and her car was totaled. And I had just given her that car a month earlier, and I had pinched and saved and you know, kind of, we found a really great deal on a car and it needed some work, and we ordered stuff to make it, you know, perk it up because it was a 20-year-old car, and it was like a family effort. We're scrubbing seats, we're scrubbing the carpets, we're Windexing the crap out of the inside. And we were all so proud of this car for her, and she was so proud of this car. And then in a freak storm, you know, she got into a rear end accident and her car was completely totaled. Now, granted, it's because it was only worth about $4,000, but whew, that was a blow. It was a blow because it was like, come on, I've been working so hard and I finally was able to do something really awesome for my kids. And then this happens. And now I don't have any money to go get another new car. I don't know how I'm going to solve this situation. I don't know what's going to happen. And I let myself feel into that, into feeling like really first world problem-y over it for a couple of days where I cried when we had to go turn in the title to the towing company because they were charging me $100 a day to keep this wreck of a car in their nasty ghetto parking lot. And I'm like, I'm in the wrong business. I need to just find some land somewhere and charge people $100 to store their broken cars on it. But regardless of that, having to sign back over that title that just 1 month before I was so proud to get from the state DMV, like that, it was just hard. It was hard because of what it emotionally represented for me. And like I said, I allowed myself to feel into that. And then I decided, and this is the message that I want you guys to start getting, whether it's from this live, whether it's from an email, whether it's from doing the challenge with me next week, but to understand this, that when you decide to make that shift into, what is this going to do for me? What else might possibly be coming out of the situation? What else could happen good in life, even though this thing feels really negative and painful right now? And I'm not trying to say, and I feel like I put this disclaimer on everything that I type or say or do. It's not about just, put a smile on and grin and bear it. It's not about toxic positivity. It's not about just, think your way through all of your bullcrap and then life gets to be perfect and rainbows. It's not about that. It's about you actually deciding to make a choice and just open yourself up to the infinite possibilities of goodness. Our brains are amazing and will instantly go to infinite possibilities of negativity of, oh my gosh, what if you can't, with the car, what if you can't ever get Carissa to work and now she can't work and now, she never builds these skills and now you have to buy all of the food by yourself and now you're still paying extra insurance. Like it was just, my mind just, this waterfall of like all of these really negative scenarios. And I think that's a pretty easy thing for us to do as humans, is come up with millions of negative scenarios. And it's not any harder to come up with millions of positive scenarios, but it's not the choice that we make. And that's the biggest key. That's the biggest thing that I want you guys to all start getting, that I want to share that concept with the world, really. In as much as you can think of a negative scenario and go to the negative and think, all of the bad things that might happen, force yourself to take 10 to 15 to 30 seconds and think of at least one really good scenario. Because I promise you that your brain is actually kind of stupid when it comes to the emotions of whether something is good or bad. Your brain just thinks of scenarios. You assign the meaning to them of whether that's positive or negative. So if you just start to switch into this more positive scenario, your brain will take that suggestion and start running with that. But you have to open yourself up to thinking that way. And you don't have to stay there for very long, but you will start to stretch the time that you're able to kind of get out of the negative and into this more positive, into this, okay, what if on a really good level? My kids hate when I turn into this mode. They call it, Mom, you're life coaching us. When they start to be like, oh, I have anxiety about this, that, or the other thing. And I'm like, okay, let's talk through the scenarios. What's going to happen? You're anxious that your teacher's going to be upset at you because some random thing. You had a red pencil instead of a white one. Okay, what's going to happen? Well, she's going to yell at me. And I'm like, okay, that doesn't happen. Your teachers are not just getting on video and yelling. So maybe she'll call you out, right? Like, okay, so maybe your teacher calls you out. Then what? What happens? Well, then the other kids will make fun of me. And I'm like, on video? Or how are they going to get a hold of you? Like, you're all separated. So think through, and I make them keep talking through this scenario. Bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. Then what? Then what? Then what? And it usually turns out that they don't actually have an answer or anything that they're really afraid of. And the reason that they don't like this is because they know that I have now called them out on, you wanted to be stuck in your anxiety. You wanted to feel like you were a special snowflake because you were anxious about this, when in reality, it's just part of the flow of life. And I don't have the time and energy to be sympathetic for you over a non-existent scenario. And that's really what it comes down to sometimes, is life coaching ourselves through some of these things that we allow to build up in our brains and in our minds and in our emotions as being this big, bad, negative thing. And what if it all falls apart, when it is just as easy to allow ourselves to switch into the mindset, even if for only a few seconds, of what if this is the thing that makes my life better and different and everything I've been waiting for. Same question, same part of your brain that it's taking place in. It's a matter of what you are filtering out and what you are choosing to think on and think through and to say to yourself. So that was like a really long, rambly sentence and paragraph. And I think that was really all that I was wanting to say. It feels like it. So yeah, that's that. And the challenge starts less than a week. Next Monday, we're going to start the confidence challenge. I am going to be going live in this group every day. So you will see these videos. If you want to get the journaling questions and the backup video that kind of goes along with it, you guys, again, I'm serious. This is so easy to say yes to. It is easy to say yes to boosting your own self-confidence. It is easy to say yes to boosting your own self-worth, to knowing and grasping for yourself the fact that you are capable of doing so many of these things. This challenge, this round of it, is free, not a charge. The next time I run it, there's probably going to be a charge involved, because this is a ton of time and effort and energy into putting this together for you guys and into running it and into doing all of this stuff. And I want there to be this sense of the fact that this is an extremely valuable thing for you. It is essentially 5 days free of coaching. Raise your hand if your therapist has ever given you 5 free sessions. Some of them might. I have never met a therapist that does that. So that's essentially what we're doing, is it's kind of this intro to what it can be like to have a mentor on your side, to have someone asking you some of the tough questions and helping get you out of wherever it is that you're feeling like you're in a rut, feeling like you're not quite where you want to go, and into the place where you start to open up to some of these possibilities. You start to see what could happen for you. So we start the 14th. So you have a few more days to sign up. I'm going to put the sign up link again in the link to this description. Even if you did it last time, and maybe you were kind of half-hearted with it, do it again. Like it is seriously, you get the video, there's a PDF of journaling, and I'm live in here. The rest of it's up to you. You just have to listen to the video and kind of allow it to germinate in your mind and figure out what works for you, what doesn't. Excuse me. So yeah, I think that's it. If anyone has any questions about that, drop them in the comments. Send me a DM if you want to. And I will be live in here probably a couple more times, just making sure that you all hear about and know about just how awesome life can be when you open up to different possibilities. That's kind of always what this group is about, but when I focus it in on the Confident You Challenge, I feel like it's really tunnel visioned, because there's not much in life that can or will happen for you if you don't have confidence, if you don't believe that you're worth something. It negates your free will as a human. If you can't receive something that you don't think you're worth having. So if you want some big pie in the sky dream, you have to know that you're worth it. You have to understand that it is for you and that you might have to take a few detours to get there. And that's kind of the groundwork that we lay in this Confident You Challenge. So yeah, now I'm rambling. What else is new? And I'd love to talk with you more if you have any questions about that. I'm also going to be announcing the bonus structure for the C3C, Clarity, Confidence, and Courage Collective. That is my 6-week program, group program that starts on the 23rd. If you sign up early bird for that, you're going to get early bird pricing. There's a couple of other awesome bonuses, including access to a one-on-one call with me and some daily tech support, if that's text, not tech. I can probably help you with some tech problems, but I'm not going to tell you to unplug your computer. It's text. You can text with me. So yeah, that I'm going to be putting that announcement up probably on Thursday. And I think that's it. I am like within 50 people of hitting 6,000 Instagram followers, which just blows my mind and I love it. So if you aren't following me on Instagram, put my Instagram link down below too. Check that out. Tell your friends, tell your family, follow me on Instagram, and sign up for the challenge. Those are the two things. And figure out how you're going to get yourself into that what if this is good mindset. That's what I really want you to remember. I love you all. Thanks for being here. I hope you're having a fabulous Tuesday. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks again for listening to this episode of Tara Talking. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Find me pretty much everywhere on the interwebs as @Tara Talking, that's TERRATALKING, or at my blog, taratalking.com. Your reviews, comments, and shares are always so appreciated. May you prosper well as you live your most passionate, purposeful life this week. And as always, keep on keeping on.